Hey guys, it's Tiana. Welcome back to another video. So a little while ago I saw this reference picture on Pinterest and I liked the vibes of it. It gave me like Frutiger, Aero, Y2K. Y'all know that's like my vibes. So I saw this picture and I decided to redraw it. So I'm not gonna lie, I actually was really excited to draw this picture at first, and then I kind of hated it. But I don't know, it was a little bit outside of my comfort zone just because I have never drawn the same character twice, and I really struggled to make both the characters look like the same person. So you'll see me just like redrawing the same thing over and over and over again. And I really just feel like part of that was just art block trying to creep in a little bit. And I almost scrapped this. So it took me a long time to draw this. I actually started this earlier in March and we're in April now. So it did take me quite the while to get this done. I had a lot of times where I was just staring at the iPad waiting for it to draw itself. I don't know. I was struggling. But yeah, so this part you see here is just me drawing the original face. And what I was going for originally was it being a little bit more realistic, kind of cartoonish. Reminds you of like surrealism. That's really what I was going for. And I think I just put too much pressure on myself in the beginning to make it look exactly like the reference. And for whatever reason, it was not coming out the way I wanted it to. I really didn't have a clear direction of how to approach this drawing. Unlike my other drawings, when there's usually one character or there's multiple characters and they're different people or different in the face, it's a little bit easier just because I know that they don't have to look exactly alike. And drawing this, it was just really bothering me that both the faces didn't look alike, and I kept trying to convince myself like, hey, it's a different angle of the face, so even if it did look similar, it wouldn't look exactly alike just because it's a different angle. And I was trying to see how to do the hair, especially at the front angle. So I've mentioned before that doing a front facing character, a front facing angle, is my least favorite just because I struggle with symmetry. Like, I just can't get stuff symmetrical at all. Also, my second least favorite angle is a side angle. So yeah, this was pushing me well outside of my comfort zone, doing two angles that I do not particularly like to do. I really just wanted to draw this reference picture just because I feel like it fit so well into my little world. And yeah, I don't know. I just put too much pressure on myself to get it done. So this whole video is just me like redrawing the same thing. And I started with the front facing character at first, and then I went on to do the side character. I did not like the way he looked, so I redrew him. And then I loved the way he looked, so then I had to go back and redraw the front facing characters, which you'll see now or coming up. And I don't know, I just had to keep going back and forth. Like, once I made a change to the front facing character, I had to make a change to the side view. And at some point I just felt like I was in a rat race and I wasn't making any progress. So I did move on and do other parts of the drawing, and then I kept going back. And then at some point I'm like, okay, I like redrew this about 10 times. I still do not like it. I still don't know where I'm going with this, but I know like I want to do the drawing, and my heart was in it, but I feel like my mind was not. And that's where I felt like the art block was kind of creeping in, just because no matter what I drew, I just did not like it and I thought it looked bad. And at that point I just had to keep going because I'm like, okay, well, I redrew it. I know it probably does not look as bad as I think it looks, but I gotta move on. I gotta keep drawing it. And I really thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I should just scrap it. Like, maybe I'm a little bit too far outside of my comfort zone to draw this. But then I thought back to when I first started doing digital art, and when I first started doing digital art, I really didn't care. I just drew whatever I wanted to draw. I didn't care whether it looked bad. I didn't care whether it was outside of my skills. I just did it anyway, and I didn't care. Yeah, some of them looked a little crazy, but I at least I was having fun. So the start of this drawing was really just me in my head, and once I decided to just stick with what I have and keep going, that's when I started to have fun with it. Because I think that's like a thing with art block. It's like, for me anyway, because I'm a perfectionist, like whenever I feel art block, it's just my brain trying to convince myself that it looks bad, even though it really don't look bad. But then you're trying to convince yourself that it doesn't look bad, and you don't believe yourself. It's just like a mental game. and and I was trying to think of when I got my inspiration to start creating art again, because you guys know, or you may not know, I did have to take a few months of a hiatus. This is the longest I had ever went without drawing anything, period, on paper, digital. I didn't draw at all. And I thought I would not get my spark back. And one day I just had to sit down with myself and say, hey, if you want to draw, just draw. You might not like the way it looks. It might be outside of your skills, but just do it because you like it. And when I first started getting back into drawing a few months ago, I did not like anything that I made, but I kept doing it. And eventually I started to like what I was creating. I started to enjoy art again. So I just kind of had to remind myself of me getting back into art and just relax and just stop overthinking and draw. And I can say it's probably not my favorite drawing, which feels weird to say that because I feel like every time I finish a drawing, it ends up being like my favorite. And I feel like I say that every time I make a new post. I'm like, oh, this is my favorite drawing. I can honestly say this one is not my favorite, but I did enjoy some parts of it. Though I had to keep redrawing the side view, I actually really love the way that came out, and I think I should just focus on that part of the drawing. Maybe the front facing did not come out the way that I wanted it to, but I did my best, and I don't have to focus on it. It's so much more to just this drawing that I did, to where I shouldn't let the front facing character ruin the whole drawing for me. Like, I really enjoyed doing the background, which you'll see coming up. I did kind of sketch it out. I don't know if I cut it out of the video or not, but towards the end you'll see me doing the background, and I really enjoyed it. I was trying out a new background style. Most of the time when I do backgrounds, I do like a painterly style. This time I wanted to have a more cartoonish type of style, and really render it out to where it looks like it fits with my characters, because that is something that I feel like I slightly have an issue with as far as my art style goes. Like, anytime I do a background, I don't always feel like my characters look like they belong there. It kind of looks like they're pasted on sometimes, and which is funny that I chose this drawing to do this with, because the characters kind of look like that anyway. But I don't know, I was trying something new. And also the little, I don't know if that's a gummy bear. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think it's a gummy bear. I really enjoyed drawing this gummy bear. I think out of the whole drawing, this part was definitely my favorite. I enjoyed like color picking and like blending without actually using the smudge tool. That's like my favorite thing when it comes to digital art. It's like blending without using the smudge tools and laying the colors down. Color picking is definitely my favorite part of the art process. I know it's kind of like weird, like who actually enjoys color picking? I don't know, it's me. I love to do it. Coloring is my favorite part of the art process, which is actually funny because I am not a person that really enjoys coloring. Like, I don't know, usually I don't color outside of digital art. My art is usually pretty black and white. It's plain. And when I was in school doing art, that's all we used for the most part anyway. It was like graphite or charcoal. anytime we did color, it was with pastels or watercolor. I really enjoyed watercolor, but pastels, absolutely not. Hate it. That's my least favorite medium, is pastels. So maybe that's why I don't usually color, because we did have to do it a lot. But digitally, I really enjoy coloring, and this drawing was so much fun to color. And I think focusing on that and the improvements that I made doing it, because that little gummy bear, it was kind of like I don't know what you call it. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but I really enjoyed coloring it, and I think it looks close enough to the reference in my own style. So I feel like I learned a lot as far as coloring goes with that gummy bear alone. And it's just important to focus on the parts of the drawing that you do like. And say you don't like the drawing at all. Okay, well, what parts of creating it did you like? So I just kind of had to get in that headspace to enjoy creating this all over again. Because like I said, when I first started drawing it, I was having a good time. And then I just started overthinking. So yeah, for me, art block is just overthinking and just getting too much in my head. And sometimes you just have to find your way out of your head and just focus on what you're doing and enjoy what you're doing. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on the art block thing. And truthfully, I don't feel like I experience art block often. If I do, it's just me being a perfectionist. And sometimes I know how to pull myself out of it, like I just said before, just kind of like focusing on the positives. And then sometimes I can't pull myself out of the perfectionism, and that's when I feel like art block really creeps in for me. But at the same time, I think art block is different for everyone else. Maybe your skills aren't there yet and you just get frustrated and you give up. That could be art block for you. Yeah, I think for every artist is different. So maybe watching tutorials and just focusing on that one thing can help you. Because I do remember a time, which I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, art used to make me upset. I used to get angry, like seriously, and I would rip up my artwork because I never thought it was good enough, and it would just never come out the way I wanted it to, and I would just not draw. And I'm so glad I overcame that, because now I enjoy it. Even if it's not something that's my favorite, I still enjoy some parts of it. And that's another thing. You're not going to like everything that you create, whether it's art. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but I used to be a fashion designer. My first job out of high school was as a stylist and an alteration specialist. I did not like everything that I made. Some of the clothes that I made and I designed, I just didn't like them. It looked better in my head. When I actually made it, it looked bad. Or when I styled somebody in it, it looked bad. That'll happen. Like, we're creatives, so sometimes it's just hard to get everything that you see in your head out into the real world. And I think we're a little bit too hard on ourselves when it comes to doing that sometimes. So just knowing that you're not gonna like everything you create and just to do it anyway, I think that is a great way to pull yourself out of the art block. For me anyway. I don't know about y'all. A lot of times when I speak in like a third person or as like an observer. But really, I'm talking to myself. Like, my videos are me talking to myself and going through my own art process. Like, for me, my videos kind of remind me of when I was in class for art and we had to like present our artwork to the whole class and kind of explain like our thought process and then have the class critique us. I feel like that's the vibes my videos give. So I don't know if you guys like that, but that's kind of what goes on in my head when I'm drawing, or when I'm making videos of me drawing. It's just me just reviewing my own thoughts. And that's why I like making YouTube videos, because it's kind of like a self-reflection almost, and it also helps me not only improve my own art by watching myself draw it, but also like going over the thought process that I had. And I'll go back and rewatch certain videos. If I feel like I need motivation myself, I'll go back and watch my own YouTube videos and listen to my own thought process and go from there. So hopefully my videos help you guys. I don't really necessarily say I make them with the intention to help people. Of course, if you inspire somebody and you help somebody, that's great. But like I said earlier, my videos are really like self-reminders and self-reflections. But if somebody else gets something out of it, then it's like killing two birds with one stone. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy my videos. If you also have like content that you'd like to see or something you would like me to go over or put my input in, let me know. I can definitely say I'm not like a person to do like the unpopular opinions in the art community. I don't care about that stuff. I don't even watch videos like that. So if that's what you're hoping to see from me, I can promise you that probably won't happen. But yeah, so this is a little bit of a shorter video in comparison to my other ones lately. I know you guys like to see the longer videos, but I really didn't have that much footage for this. And it actually, though it took me a long time to get through the drawing, in total it took me 18 hours. So it's pretty short in comparison to my other videos. But yeah, I don't really have that much more to say about it. So I will let you guys continue watching the video. Alrighty, so this is pretty much it for the video today. I do want to say thank you guys for the support. You all are always so sweet. I love reading my comments. Y'all like make me smile every single day. But yeah, so if you like what you see or if you're new here, you can subscribe if you want to see more. And let me know what you think in the comments. And here is the final drawing. Thanks for watching. Bye.